Hey everybody, it's Dave here from Fantasy Fitnessing, bringing you the latest edition of WOD Wednesday. As we are less than 2 weeks away from Rogue, I thought good time to take a peek at some of the Rogue Invitational workouts that we've seen in the past. So today we are diving into the Mule. So the Mule is one of the repeat exercises that has appeared twice at the Rogue Invitational. So it is 21-15-9 rep scheme of deadlifts at 30 or 315 for the men, 225 for the women, and burpee pull-ups. So even though it has been run twice, we do only have two winners, as both Annie Thorsdottir and Patrick Vellner have repeated between 2019 and 2021, winning the event. So flashing back to 2019, when it was first run, so this was event 2 on day 1. So athletes were pretty fresh at the time. So on the men's side, Patrick Vellner came in at 5:24. Chandler Smith was next at 5:29. Matt Frazier, 5:32. Lucas Hoberg, 5:57. And Street Horner, 6:01. So again, just looking back at this one, you might recall that Frazier had a costly no rep on the last burpee pull up. He actually turned his head to see where Vellner was as they were about to sprint to the finish there. And yeah, Frazier, by turning his head, didn't get his chin over the pull-up bar, so got no rep, which great to see for somebody no repping the fittest on earth. And then, just looking at Chandler Smith, this was, at least for me, kind of his breakout performance at the 2019 Rogue Invitational. Just seeing him compete with the elites in the field, really expected him to break onto the scene. So hopefully Chandler will be back this year as a 3-peat or 4-peat performer and see what he can do with that elite field. 2019 on the women's side, Annie Thorsdottir won, 6 minutes, 29 seconds. Burke Wells, second, 6:39. Sarah Sigmundsdottir, 6:34. Tia Toomey at 6:52. And Katrin Davidsdottir at 7 minutes even. So again, looking back to this, especially in 2019, that was pretty much the who's who of the women's field in CrossFit right there. Maybe add Kara Saunders to the mix, but those top 5 are definitely 5 of the elite ladies on the field then. So fast forwarding a few years to 2021, the Mule was repeated. This time it was event 5 on day 3. So the first event, the third day. So athletes weren't going to be as fresh, but even still, Patrick Vellner came out 4:45. Justin Medeiros on his way to the Rogue Invitational win there at 4:56. Alex Vigneault was 5:10. Alexander Caron, 5:12. And Chandler Smith, 5:15. So he had 2 top 5 performances in the Mule as well. So interesting to see. This is one of Vellner's 2 event wins at last year's Rogue. And Medeiros was steady all the way through with 7 out of 7 top 5s there. On the women's side, Annie Thorsdottir, 5:13. Caroline Prevost in second place at 5:40. She gets, some props here is that earlier in the day, she won the Rogue Record Breaker deadlift competition with 66 deadlifts at 225 in 2 minutes. So to bust out all those deadlifts and then come second place in 21:59 with some more deadlifts is kind of icing on the cake for her. Third place, Haley Adams, 5:45. Fourth place, Danielle Brandon, 5:51, and Kristen Holte in one of her last competitions at 5:54. So definitely improvements across the board on the men's and women's side from 2019 to 2021. Patrick Vellner beat his time by almost 30 or almost 40 seconds between the years, and then Annie Thorsdottir, she was up almost a minute. So a pretty significant improvement from an athletic standpoint, over really just 2.5 years, 3 years of competition there. And then looking at the field as a whole, on the men's side, 7 men, or the top 7 men in 2021 beat Patrick Vellner's winning time in 2019. And then 10 women from 2021 beat Annie Thorsdottir's time from 2019. So it isn't just that elite field that broke through, is really, across the board from the entire field. So again, it's pretty significant improvement across the board for the field in such a short period of time. What was interesting, if you did watch 2021 Rogue last year, Katrin Davidsdottir just wasn't the Katrin we expected to see. She kind of looked a little bit flat. And so even though she did finish top 5 in 2019, she was actually 35 seconds slower last year in the repeat performances. So to go from, 7 minutes in 2019 to 7:35 last year, really just kind of shone the light of, where she was at that time, and probably spurred the change from comp train last year, and then, back to hard work pays off this year. So interesting to see just kind of how the majority of field regress or improve, but Katrin regressed a bit on this one. So but that is the Mule, and that is WOD Wednesday. We are less than 2 weeks away to the Rogue Invitational, so it's time to get your fantasy team set up. We have the Salary Cap Challenge on fantasyfitnessing.com. Completely free to play. Pick a team of 3 men and 3 women from a fictional budget of $250, and the points your athletes earn throughout the competition are the points that you'll get for your team. So sign up for free, invite your friends, create a league so you can compete alongside them, or enter your affiliate when you sign up as well, and you can also see how you do compared to all your friends from the gym. So do that today, fantasyfitnessing.com. And before we leave, WOD Wednesdays is brought to you by All the WODS. All the WODS allows you to search for your favorite competition WODs. You can spice things up by doing the daily WOD, or even click a random WOD of the day, and it'll send you something from their library of over 800 competition workouts. If you sign up for your free account, you can dive in a bit further by looking up basically the scheme of the workout. So you can look for chippers from Wadapalooza, or couplets from Rogue, or triplets from the CrossFit Games, all from your free account. And coming soon, they'll be launching a premium account, which will allow you to search by individual movements. So if you're looking for something with overhead lunges and a chipper, or some front squats, just to add a little bit of diversity to your workout regime, that will be coming soon. So take a look. You can find All the WODS on Instagram at All the WODS, or on the web at allthewods.com. All right, take care, and thanks for listening.